Thank you, gentlemen. We just heard Nikhil, Hasit, and Arun speak about the changing business models and the tech transformation. Now, the action really is live on social media on the hashtag EIS2021. Let me remind you, we've got giveaways by the hour. So do let us know what your thoughts are around this session. And if you'd like to learn more about tech that can truly transform your enterprise, do head to our stalls and all our event partners, Yota Gold Partners, Commvault, HP Enterprise, Unique Solutions, Infoblocks, Tata Communications, Versec, Veeam, Zoom, and Uptime Institute are looking forward to enable you in your business roadmap. Now, with that, we've got a tech session coming up, and this is about Gain Cloud Agility. Please welcome Anoop Chaturvedi, the Country Manager for Public Sector Business at Pointnext Services, Hewlett Packard Enterprise, and Saurabh Godbole, the Head of Enterprise Business for Unique Solution. Over to you.
Thank you. I am Saurabh Godbole from Unique Solutions. I welcome all the delegates to Enterprise Innovation Summit 2021. I'm going to give a quick introduction on expertise and capabilities of Unique Solutions in mission critical workloads. Unique Solutions was established in 1997. We are a platinum business partner for HPE with specialization in mission critical infrastructure solutions. Our focus has been SAP solutions, SAP infrastructure solutions, where we have 80 plus reference customers. And out of that, 25 plus are on now SAP Hana platform. As a partner, we carry in-depth understanding of interdependencies between the application stack and the infrastructure stack, as a result of which the reference numbers that you're seeing. We have a very robust in-house team of SUSE Linux, RHEL, VMware, and SAP basis, which is very essential for any kind of an infrastructure platform. As a partner, we have been making strategic investments in building expertise around SAP HANA, container platform, HCI solutions, and the upcoming HPE GreenLake solutions. Last but not the least, the very, very important piece of any enterprise solution is a network and security solutions. So as a partner, we carry very skilled and expert resources in designing and deploying solutions of network and security around Aruba, Palo Alto, Citrix, Fortinet, and so forth. Let me go into a little bit of depth. Our infrastructure expertise spans around three key pillars. One is solution architecting, implementation of the landscape, and lifecycle services. In solution architecting, typically we carry a consultative approach where we try and study customers' landscape, their business requirements, define the solution in the most optimum possible manner, define the architectures as per their business scenarios, propose a few high availability options depending upon the requirements and the business scenarios, define the interconnectivity between the servers, made be 10G, 25G, design a few backup solutions, restore options, define RTO and RPO requirements. So there are specific solutions which can cater to specific business needs and RTO and RPO requirements. And also design the BCPs, business continuity plans, like probably a near DR or a far DR. When it comes to landscape implementation, it is all about infrastructure deployment, operating system deployment implementation, deployment of virtualization platforms, maybe VMware, KVM, or Hyper-V, building high availability clusters, creation of file systems. As a partner, we have to work in close coordination with ISVs, which we are very used to because we always work in complex projects. And then defining a backup schedule and backup strategies so that customer has the lowest possible RPOs for that particular landscape. In terms of lifecycle services, what we have is hardware firmware upgrades we can do, operating system service packs, version upgrades, security patching, upgrading of your hypervisors, restructuring of the VMs whenever required, failover, failback testing of the cluster, backup restoration testing, and then final and very important piece comes as a DR drill. Due to these three pillars of solution architecting, implementation, and services, we are able to deliver a very rich and seamless experience to our customers. As a result of our expertise, we have also come up with a SAP HANA Landscape Care Pack. This care pack typically covers a broad spectrum of services for the entire SAP stack. which comprises of operating system, hypervisor, HA cluster, backup tools, and SAP basis services, where we cover entire operational activities, administration activities, and also do a lot of advising and optimizing in the resources and the setup. This particular setup can be delivered on site or remotely as per the customer's requirement. So this is a holistic support package which enables us to take end-to-end services and end-to-end support for your SAP HANA landscape. As a result of this, we have complete comprehensive expertise around all building blocks of critical infrastructures. Partnerships, what we have is whatever are required for with all the leading OEM, leading solution providers for integration of the infrastructure stack. As a partner, our approach is always of problem solving and not of stonewalling. We have an unparalleled install base of mission critical solutions, infrastructure customers, and a center of excellence. All of these reasons, I feel Unique Solutions is an ideal partner for end-to-end support of your mission critical landscape. Very, very important offering and piece of any solution is network and security. We have a very strong team of resources who can design your complete network deployed, ranging from SD-WAN solutions, switching, wireless, bandwidth optimizers, or even a passive network. We have been doing large-scale deployments across four different geographies of India, where we have been deploying a smart warehouse solution, which comprises or which has switching, wireless, passive components, which are in turn getting connected to the smart warehouse solutions. In terms of securities, we have a very strong expertise of deploying next generation firewalls, knock-sock solutions, VDI, antivirus solutions, DLP, VLPT, and the secure internet access solutions. Another key expertise or upcoming technology, which I can say, is a container platform. As a partner, we have invested significantly in developing a container demo lab. This is hosted in our office on HPE platform. This particular solution enables customers to deploy container platforms, manage container platforms across multiple workloads, may it be your private cloud, public cloud, or even a hosted cloud. Not only that, it also gives you flexibility to migrate your workloads, container workloads, from a particular platform to some other platform. So a performance heavy workload can be pulled on your on-premise, and a particular cost optimization approach can be done for certain workloads to be pushed on cloud. So all of these hybrid cloud strategies possible with this container platform. Another demo setup where we have created a web service on a Docker platform. Both of these demos are readily available to be seen where whoever is interested in exploring this particular solution. Not only that, we can also conduct a POC at your end. All of these solutions which I spoke about, may it be a SAP HANA platform, a container platform, HCI, network, and security, all of these platforms can be, or all of these solutions can be delivered in a pay-as-you-go under HPE GreenLake offering. I would like to share a case study where we have done a HPE GreenLake deployment for a large customer of ours. The customer is a largest manufacturer of laminated tubes. They have 25 state-of-art production facilities in 12 countries. And they were earlier running a ECC ERP with satellite applications like BW, APO, and PO. And now they had to migrate to the latest platform to keep the pace with growth and volumes. So as a partner, we got engaged with them. We did a detailed evaluation of their setup and helped them to size the entire solution. The company has been recently acquired by one of the largest private equity companies, and customer had expressed a strong desire to look for or go for a pay-as-you-go model for the entire infrastructure. We collaborated with our customer as a trusted partner for techno-commercial advisor and for this migration journey. For SAP HANA Production Server, we use the regular standard sizing scripts of memory For non-production environment, we proposed a memory restriction approach, which helped them in optimizing the TCO. When it came to SUSE Linux as a platform, as an operating system, we deliberated and evaluated the enterprise, SUSE Enterprise versus SUSE Enterprise for SAP. And then with the extended service pack overlap and long-term service support, we concluded that customer would like to go ahead with the SAP variant. The bill of material for the entire solution was designed as per the customer requirements, and then the customer had asked us to propose the on-premise, public cloud, and HPE GreenLake offerings. This is the overall landscape that has been proposed: a product mix of mission critical systems, the industry standard servers of HPE, storage, Aruba, third party softwares like SUSE, Veeam, VMware, and then G4 services and the DCC. So entire stack has been delivered to customer under HPE GreenLake with a memory-based metering, consumption-based metering for memory. Although customer has gone for X capacity, but they are being billed only for the required capacity that they are consuming today. So that is the beauty of GreenLake. Outcome: per use is good, but predictability is better. So as an thing, HPE GreenLake was the only option that provided consumption-driven model with full cost transparency and eliminated over-provisioning. It also avoided steep egress charges, which can quickly add up to your billing in large database kind of an environments. HPE GreenLake can ramp up as and when required to address additional spikes, capacity spikes. In addition, the key thing is that it delivers highly predictable performance for your workloads. Customer also like the ability provided by GreenLake to pick and choose the latest state-of-art architecture in their infrastructure components. Another major advantage of GreenLake was that it enables customers to make infrastructure additions or component additions incrementally in the same contract. Company has a co-located platform in Mumbai with a DR setup in the southern part of India. I'll be handing over to Anoop from HPE, who will be sharing more insights on GreenLake HPE. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for introducing me. I'm quite pleased to talk about how do we try and gain cloud agility, no matter where your apps and data live. We live in a world where we want to explore things in a very fast and secured manner. Till 2019, for most of us, especially in this subcontinent, it was only about growth, growth, and growth. But then occurred a paradigm shift, and I call it paradigm shift version 2020, as we know none of us can actually forget the year 2020. This paradigm shift helped us to look at the same picture in different ways. It helped us to look at the finer nuances and details which were hidden in the same picture of the world that we used to live in, of the industries that we operate in a very different manner. We were not able to find the details otherwise if 2020 would not have happened. We would not have been prepared to fight with uncertainties if 2020 would not have happened. It's still the same picture, but the version is very different. But what happened with this paradigm shift was also a priority shift. The priority shifted from a capex to opex. The priority shifted from a growth mindset to a sustainable mindset. The priority shifted for us to be more conscious about the planet, to be more conscious about the utilization of resources, and us to be more conscious about how do we try and optimize. As I say a lot of times in a very light manner, is that it moved from money-oriented mindset to a sustainability mindset like dal chawal roti sabji, which is the perfect platter that we have on this subcontinent. A very balanced, systematic, optimized, on-prem, yet outsourced from the farmers, etc., on and served within our own houses, the dal chawal roti sabji. What also happened from a priority shift perspective was that 1 January 2020 is when we all started seeing that till that point of time we were all partying, we were all in a very physical environment, and then everything shifted to a lockdown, to a very alienated, to an isolated, yet connected, virtually connected environment. The entire experience of physical had to be moved to digital, no matter whether we were on Zoom calls, Team calls, or working on our daily routine works. Everything had to be the same experience that we used to get in our offices, had to be delivered to you at your place, to your residence, to your systems. The entire world moved from a physical to a digital sort of an environment. And as we go back to slight bit of physical environment once again, we are now living in a world where we will have to possibly look at the right and optimum balance of both physical as well as digital. And as I call it, and a lot of people call it these days as phygital environment. But with this priority shift, we all realized that one thing which is consistent and constant is change. And then if we know there is a change, then it is important for us to take a pause and understand what is changing. What is changing is perspective, most important, and hence we had a paradigm shift. What was also changing is policy, both from a governance point of view as well as from an administrative point of view. And then the most important aspect was that we never had time to look at our processes, but this 2020 experience helped us to look at our processes for sure. We were now looking at the whole world with different eyes. And what was also happening is that along with that, it required us to be formatted, us as in not individually alone, but as an organization as well. We had to format ourselves to be more fast, to be more agile, to be more connected, to be more secure. What was also required was that this entire formatting has to be done while keeping all the constraints in mind. And that is where we all started looking at how do we try and get things which are more secured, but yet enable us to experiment, to innovate, to move forward. And in this context, I feel that organizations needed something which was path breaking, something which was as physical as digital, as I say, which was like at the intersection of the beauties of both the environments, as well as it was also something like a platform which could enable the distribution of resources in a seamless manner while also controlling these resources and having a complete end-to-end visibility of these resources. And that's where organizations across the globe woke up and realized that they needed GreenLake services. So why organizations needed GreenLake services now? Because one, for transparency reasons. Everybody now wanted to track the real utilization of cloud. Everybody wanted to know the real consumption of apps and data. And everybody wanted to have a realistic plan to secure the IT assets. But while doing that, everybody also wanted that some of this experience has to be physical, some of this experience has to be on-prem, some of this experience has to be brought into their own premises, in their own control. But while you're living at the cusp of such transformation where you have to live at both physical as well as digital, you also needed to look at the fitness of your IT systems from a completely different mindset. You needed a managed services provider who could manage everything end to end. And that's where GreenLake said, no matter where our apps live, no matter where our data lives, we deliver the same experience, a fit experience across all your workloads, across all clouds. By creating an agile environment, by creating a fast and flexible ecosystem, and by creating a continuously evolving IT strategy. And what was most important was that now, in the last 1.5 years, the business users demanded stuff like never before, as they had to service their customers in unprecedented circumstances, and they had to still maintain the same customer experience. And how does one do that? Is by innovating to survive, is by working on innovating to sustain as well as, and the most important is how do we innovate to succeed. But when you have to maintain the fine balance between the innovation which is required for all these three tenets, survival, sustenance, and succeeding, then you need to be creating an IT environment which is extremely fast, which is extremely agile. And you don't need to bother about what applications you are using. You don't need to bother about what databases you are using. You should be having the same consistent experience, whether on-prem or off-prem. whether whatever kind of workloads that you're using. And that's where GreenLake services became most prominent. But before I move to how these GreenLake services help you to deliver more, let's try and look at the world around us today. The world is today living in a sensitive touch environment. We have all become too sensitive mentally, emotionally as well. We are now living in an era where we have intelligent assistants to help us do our work, which means that there is a lot of knowledge framework, there is a lot of knowledge databases which are being created. But the most important aspect is that we all woke up to the realization that we live in a world which is tech for good. This is the first time that non medical interventions helped us to live better, to live a healthy life. The whole vaccination program is just an example of that. Look at the improvement that IT systems could bring into you. But also look at the aspect that did anyone think that you will need a platform to monitor people and people's movement and also make sure that you anonymize it so that this does not have any issue from a data privacy point of view. And while doing all of that, you had to look at a scale which could support hundreds of thousands of hundreds of lakhs of hundreds of crores of people across different geographies, across different countries, across the globe. And that is what I say tech for good. But what it also presented was multiple opportunities around us. And quite a few organizations have really presented that how they could grab these opportunities and move on. They did not have a single digit growth, but multiple digit growth because they automated, they looked at alternates, and they also look at augmentation. But we all can do it today in the environment with the assistance of GreenLake because when you look at the whole experience of automation of processes, you will need a very strong and deserving, as I say, a very strong, deserving, and competent partner from advisory and professional services. And that's what we have at Pointnext. We can help you to automate your processes in an absolutely seamless manner. You were also looking at alternates both from an energy consumption point of view, from a cloud consumption point of view, from a compute consumption point of view, from a storage consumption point of view, from a network consumption point of view, and basically you were looking at a complete seamless software designed infrastructure, software delivered infrastructure. So you were looking at alternates, and that is where GreenLake helps you to look at alternates in terms of both on-prem as well as off-prem. But if we only look at alternates, then it will be a one or zero story. And we do not live in a world where we have a one or zero story. We live in a world which is beautifully aligned to something which is in between, which drifts between one and zero, and most of the time remains in between. And that is where augmentation comes in. You were not required to make all your current processes redundant, but you were required to augment them with new processes, with changing the processes a little bit so that they are better, faster, and help you to deliver more to your customers, to your partners, to your dealers, to your distributors, to your users, and most importantly, to your employees. And this augmentation required a complete mindset change in terms of your IT strategy. And that's where at HPE, with the combination of advisory and professional services, GreenLake management services, and GreenLake services as a platform, we could deliver this experience to our thousands of customers across the globe. What makes HPE GreenLake so unique is the beauty of the data privacy and protection which was available for you for on-premise workloads to a public cloud sort of a system which could sustain and support the modern applications. GreenLake helps you to live in both the world. GreenLake helps you to enjoy the benefits of public cloud on premises. And GreenLake helps you to move and migrate your workloads from on-prem to off-prem, no matter which applications are those workloads for. The whole experience is designed and structured around pay-per-use. No matter whether you buy those systems on your premises, off premises, in a co-location center, or on cloud. No matter which cloud you use, it supports multi-cloud environment. Whether you use Azure, you need, or you work on GCP, or you use whichever cloud platform. And while maintaining that, it also helps you to protect data. It augments your experience of delivering IT services across. Because with GreenLake, we all feel that the future of cloud is hybrid. The whole world will neither move to cloud only, and the whole world will not live on premises only. Let's not forget the fact that 70% of your applications are today serviced on-prem. Those workloads or those applications have not yet moved to cloud, which also means that we will be living in a hybrid world where we will have to serve these applications, the user of these applications, across different platforms. And that's where HPE GreenLake gives you the flexibility, agility across all platforms. But what makes HPE GreenLake just superb is the fact that it also gives you a capacity ready ahead of demand with built-in buffer. So for all your on-prem workloads, which are supported on your premises or on a co-location data center, the whole system looks at your utilization more from a prediction point of view, more from a prescriptive point of view, and not in a reactive point of view. It looks at how much you've consumed, and based on a historical pattern, how much are you likely to consume. So let's look at how typically an application utilization story works. Whenever you want to purchase an application, whenever you want to implement an application, you take the requirements of compute, storage, network, etc. from the application guides. And once they are given to you, you look at some buffers to be kept in because you don't want the application to have a performance issue at a point in time. And you add it up by another 20% or 30% depending on the buffer that you want to add. Most of the times, this capacity is never utilized. But many a times, this capacity is also utilized because of the growth. Now, how do you try and create a system where you are able to sustain and support this kind of growth, no matter as to when that growth will come in? HPE GreenLake Central provides you with around 20% to 30% buffer capacity on premises, keeps an eye on utilization, and the moment you are about to reach the threshold, it also triggers a request for additional capacity. And here comes HPE GreenLake team, which augments the capacity. And when you use this 20% capacity, which you were given earlier as a free of cost sort of services, basically from more from a pay-per-use model, it was free till the time you use it, and it was charged only for the extent to which you used it. The moment this 20% is over, you can add another 20%, another 20%, and so on. The buffer can be 20 or 30, no matter what it is. It is absolutely dependent on the workloads or your requirement, or our solution architects who discuss with you as to what kind of buffer will suit you. What makes HPE GreenLake Central just superb is the fact that it helps you in enabling transparency in costs, not only as an organization, but by department, by service types, by locations, and other parameters that you would want to set it for your aggregated usage across clouds. It's a beautiful, intuitive, self-serve, online operations management console across clouds. It simplifies your operations, helps you to deliver your services faster, no matter where your workloads live. And that is possibly the reason that across the globe, thousands of customers adopted GreenLake and made us their partner in the transformation journey in the last 1.5 years. In fact, for the last couple of years, for almost a decade, that we've been delivering GreenLake services. But today is the time when we become most relevant because we help you to deliver the same consistent experience wherever you are. Thank you so much for being a patient listener. You can connect with me as I say Real Connect and a virtual connect. The details are given here. Please send your questions if you have any, or let's connect and collaborate for a beautiful world for tomorrow. Thank you so much.